We all love a good snowfall the way it blankets the world in peace and quiet. But when that snow brings down the power lines, things can get dangerous fast. We're talking freezing temperatures, no lights, no way to cook food. That's why I'm here to give you my top 10 must-have items for surviving a winter blackout. These aren't just suggestions, folks. These are survival essentials that could mean the difference between weathering the storm comfortably or facing a real-life survival situation. We're talking about staying warm, hydrated, and fed. We're talking about being able to see in the dark and knowing what's happening in the outside world. We're talking about being prepared for anything. So, listen up, because these tips could save your life. Let's get you geared up and ready to tackle whatever Mother Nature throws your way. First up, we're tackling the biggest threat in a winter blackout, the freezing cold. When the mercury drops, you need a reliable source of heat, and that's where an emergency heater comes in. Now, I'm not talking about those fancy electric heaters that run on a grid you can't rely on. I'm talking about robust, independent heaters that can run on propane, kerosene, or even good old-fashioned wood. These heaters are your lifeline when the temperature plummets. They'll keep you and your loved ones warm, preventing hypothermia and making the experience bearable. Remember, staying warm is more than just comfort during a blackout, it's about survival. So invest in a reliable emergency heater and learn how to use it safely. Now before you go firing up your new emergency heater, we need to talk safety. Just like fire can be a friend, it can also be a fierce enemy, if not treated with respect. Ventilation is key, folks. These heaters need a constant supply of fresh air to burn safely. Make sure the room is well ventilated to prevent the buildup of deadly carbon monoxide. Keep a safe distance. Children and pets should never be left unsupervised around a heater. Make sure it's placed on a stable surface away from flammable materials. Always have a fire extinguisher on hand. It's better to be safe than sorry. When the power goes out and darkness descends, you need to be able to see. Fumbling around in the dark is not only inconvenient, it's downright dangerous. That's why battery-powered lanterns and flashlights are non-negotiable. A good lantern will cast a wide, ambient light, perfect for illuminating a room and providing a sense of normalcy. Look for lanterns with long battery life and multiple brightness settings. Flashlights, on the other hand, are your go-to for focused light. Need to check the circuit breaker, inspect the backyard? A flashlight will be your best friend. Remember, darkness can amplify fear and anxiety. Having a reliable source of light will not only help you navigate your surroundings, but it'll also provide a much-needed sense of security. Now, having lanterns and flashlights is just the first step. The real key is having a stockpile of fresh batteries ready to go. Trust me, there's nothing worse than being plunged into darkness with a dead flashlight. I recommend storing batteries in a cool, dry place away from extreme temperatures. Check the expiration dates regularly and rotate your stock, using the oldest batteries first. Consider investing in rechargeable batteries and a solar-powered charger. This way, even if the blackout lasts for days, you'll have a way to keep your lights shining bright. Remember, in a blackout, your light sources are your lifeline. Being prepared with ample battery power could mean the difference between safety and uncertainty. We've sorted out warmth and light, but in this tech-driven world, a power source is crucial. We're talking phones for communication, radios for vital updates, maybe even a little morale-boosting music. That's where a portable power bank or generator comes in handy. These bad boys can be a real game-changer when the grid goes down. Trust me, a dead phone in a blackout can feel as isolating as being dropped in the wilderness. Keep those lines of communication open, and remember, knowledge is power, even when the electricity isn't. Remember folks, a flat battery is as useful as a chocolate teapot in a blizzard. Keep those power banks topped up like you'd keep your water bottle full on a desert trek. Charge them fully before any sign of a storm, because when the lights go out, you don't want to be caught off guard. Think of it like packing your rucksack before an expedition. You wouldn't set off without checking your gear, would you? Treat your power bank the same way. Make it a habit to check the charge regularly, especially if you live in an area prone to power outages. And when it comes to generators, these beasts need a bit of TLC too. Make sure you've got enough fuel on hand to keep it running and familiarize yourself with the starting procedure. There's nothing worse than needing a generator and not knowing how to fire it up. Preparation is everything in a survival situation, and a blackout is no different. By taking the time to charge your power banks and maintain your generators, you're one step ahead of the game, ready to face whatever Mother Nature throws your way. We've tackled warmth, light, and power, but now let's talk about the engine that keeps us going: food. When a winter storm hits and your fridge is out of commission, you need sustenance that can withstand the elements. That's where non-perishable foods come into play. We're talking about nature's energy bars here. Canned goods, dried fruits, nuts, energy bars, the works. These are your survival rations packed with essential nutrients to keep you going when the going gets tough. Remember, a well-fueled body is a resilient body. Now, hoarding cans like a squirrel stashing nuts is only half the battle. We need to make sure those supplies are fresh and ready to eat when the time comes. That's why rotating your stock is crucial. Think of it like rotating your tires. It keeps everything running smoothly. Every few months, take a look at your non-perishable stash. Check those expiration dates and move the older items to the front. This way, you're constantly cycling through your supplies, ensuring nothing goes to waste. Remember, those expiration dates are like guidelines, not hard and fast rules. Most canned goods are good for years past their printed date, but it's always better to be safe than sorry, especially when it comes to your emergency rations. By rotating your stock, you're not only ensuring freshness, but also familiarizing yourself with your supplies. You'll know exactly what you have, where it is, and how much you've got left. And that, my friends, is how you conquer a blackout with a well-stocked pantry. You've got your shelter, your warmth, your light, even your power source sorted. You've stocked up on enough non-perishable food to feed a small army. But there's one crucial element missing, the key to unlocking all that nutritional goodness. I'm talking about the humble can opener. Don't underestimate this unassuming tool. In a blackout, it transforms from a simple kitchen utensil to a vital piece of survival gear. It's the difference between staring at a can of beans with longing and enjoying a hearty, hot meal. A can opener is only as good as its accessibility. Don't let it get buried at the bottom of a drawer or lost in the depths of your emergency kit. Keep it somewhere easily accessible, a place you'll remember even in the dark. I personally like to keep mine with my camping gear, always at the ready for any adventure, planned or unplanned. You could also store it with your non-perishable food. That way, it's right where you need it when you need it most. And while you're at it, why not familiarize yourself with its workings? It might seem self-explanatory, but trust me, fumbling with a can opener in the dark is not a situation you want to find yourself in. Remember, preparation is key. By having a dedicated, easily accessible manual can opener in your emergency kit, you're ensuring that you can access vital sustenance when it matters most. It's a small step that could make a world of difference in a blackout. We've covered the essentials for light and sustenance, but when the mercury plummets, staying warm becomes your top priority. Hypothermia is a real danger in a winter blackout, and trust me, you don't want to experience that bone-chilling nightmare. That's where warm blankets and sleeping bags come in. These are your first line of defense against the cold. Think of them as your personal insulation, trapping precious body heat and keeping those shivers at bay. When choosing blankets, go for layers. Multiple thinner layers can actually be more effective than one bulky one, trapping more warm air. Plus, you can adjust them depending on the temperature. Sleeping bags are another essential item. Look for bags with a low temperature rating, ensuring they can handle the coldest nights. And don't forget a sleeping pad. It provides insulation from the cold ground, which can sap your body heat faster than you think. Remember, in a blackout, your house loses its primary source of heat. These items become your lifeline. So invest in quality gear, and make sure everyone in your household has what they need to stay warm. When the unexpected hits, you'll be thanking yourself for being prepared, trust me. There's nothing more satisfying than knowing you can weather any storm Mother Nature throws at you. We've conquered the cold, now let's talk about another essential element for survival: water. In a winter blackout, your usual water supply might be compromised. Frozen pipes, power outages at treatment plants, these can all disrupt your access to clean drinking water. That's why having a water storage and purification system is paramount. Remember the rule of threes. You can survive 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. Water is crucial. Storing water is one thing, but ensuring its safety is another. Even if your water looks clear, it could contain harmful bacteria or contaminants. That's where a water purification system comes in. There are plenty of options available, from simple water filter pitchers to more advanced UV purifiers and water purification tablets. Choose a system that suits your needs and budget, and make sure you know how to use it properly. Remember, dehydration can sneak up on you, especially in cold weather when you might not feel as thirsty. Make a conscious effort to drink regularly, and keep an eye on children and the elderly, as they are more susceptible to dehydration. Having a reliable water storage and purification system is like having an insurance policy for your health. It's always better to be prepared and have that peace of mind. We've tackled warmth and hydration, but in a survival situation, accidents can happen. That's why having a well-stocked first aid kit is non-negotiable. It's your first line of defense against minor injuries and emergencies. Think of it as your own mini medical unit, equipped to handle anything from cuts and scrapes to sprains and burns. Bandages, antiseptic wipes, pain relievers, gauze pads, these are just a few of the essentials that should be in your kit. Now let's talk about medications. If you or anyone in your household relies on prescription drugs, having an ample supply is critical. A winter blackout could disrupt your access to pharmacies, leaving you stranded without vital medication. Talk to your doctor about getting an extra supply of essential medications to keep in your emergency kit. Store them in a cool, dry place and make sure to check expiration dates regularly. It's also wise to include over-the-counter medications for common ailments like headaches, fever, allergies, and stomach upset. Remember, in a blackout, even minor health issues can escalate quickly without proper care. Being prepared with a comprehensive first aid kit and essential medications empowers you to take control during emergencies. It's about being proactive, taking charge, and ensuring the well-being of yourself and your loved ones. Remember, in the wild, we rely on ourselves, and a well-stocked first aid kit is your best ally. We've covered shelter, light, and even first aid, but surviving in the wild, even when it's your own home, requires sustenance. You can't expect to conquer a blackout on an empty stomach. That's why a portable cooking stove or grill is absolutely essential. In a pinch, this bad boy can mean the difference between a hot meal and a rumbling tummy. Look for a model that runs on readily available fuel like propane or butane. Now don't think you're limited to just boiling water for those dehydrated meals. A portable stove can handle much more. Think stews, soups, even a good old-fashioned fry-up if you've got the supplies. A word to the wise: practice makes perfect. Don't wait for the lights to go out before you figure out how to light that stove. Get out there, familiarize yourself with the equipment, and you'll be cooking up a storm in no time. Remember, resourcefulness is key. If you find yourself low on fuel, get creative. A small fire pit, built safely and responsibly of course, can also be your friend in need. We've tackled the essentials, but staying one step ahead of Mother Nature is crucial during a blackout. That's where a good weather radio comes in. It's your lifeline to the outside world, providing vital information and updates. Look for a radio with multiple power sources. Crank-powered ones are fantastic as they don't rely on batteries. And trust me, in a prolonged blackout, those batteries will disappear faster than you can say power outage. But this little device isn't just about weather forecasts. It's about staying informed. Emergency broadcasts, safety alerts, evacuation notices. This is your direct line to knowing what's happening and how to stay safe. Don't forget to test your radio regularly. Familiarize yourself with the different channels and frequencies, and make sure you have a fresh set of batteries on hand, just in case that crank lets you down. Well, there you have it, folks. With these 10 items, you're prepared to face any winter blackout with confidence. Remember, it's not just about having the gear, it's about knowing how to use it. So get out there, practice those survival skills, and never underestimate the power of preparation. What's in your winter blackout kit? Share your tips in the comments. Stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next adventure.